Hello, my jovial Sagittarius. I am Jennifer Winters, and this is my channel, the Zodiac Love Tarot. And I would love to welcome you today to get an astrology tarot reading. I know that it's your birthday month, and that's really special. And I already started channeling some energy from the Sagittarius sign earlier today, and actually yesterday too, because I knew I was going to make this video and I was feeling very free and very alive and very jovial again, and it just made me super happy to have this energy. But if you don't know much about me, let me just quickly tell you I am a sextilenium Libra. That means when I was born, there were a whole lot of planets in the sign of Libra for me. But I also have out in my 12th house a lot of energy as well. And what that does is makes me very empathic, meaning that I feel a lot of the emotions in the universe, and also I can collectively feel things happening, all over the world. And basically the way I channel that energy is and turn it into something positive, because sometimes it can be extraordinarily heavy. Then I try and bring love to the world as Libras do. And so really basically I feel like I was born to do this. I was born to come and help you work through things that you're going through. And the way that I do that is basically I take the astrology information and knowledge that I started learning when I was about 12 years old up until now, and I marry that with the tarot cards so that I can get a better story from you. I can get a story of how you feel, and then I can tell the story, and then once we expose what the story means, then we can, see how maybe you could use the information to better your life in the future. So the way I do this is I try to get you to focus on me through your viewer. And once you do that, I need you to send me your energy. I need you to send me whatever you're going through. And sometimes what happens is I get the loudest voice in the room. Sometimes it does lead to people who are in a lot of pain and need answers more than others. And sometimes it's just the loudest person in the room. So what you want to do is just now think of, okay, I didn't even have to explain. People are already starting to feel or send their energy to me. And right now I'm actually feeling really tingly. Like I feel amazing. And this is one of the reasons why I really love Sagittarius, is because I always get this really wonderful energy off of them. I think that them being the sign of the zodiac that is meant to bring a lot of happiness and cheerfulness and just wonderful adventures and stories for all of us to hear. It's just really good energy, and that's what I'm feeling right now, and it's really, really great. But I also am seeing that there's a small, it's not very heavy, that's good, but there are some people who are reaching to me right now saying, I don't feel so great. I don't know why, but I don't feel so great. And I'm really sad that that's happening for you. So what I'm imagining is there's probably some blockages of the reasons why you don't feel, so great. Maybe because, see, if you know a little bit of background about astrology, right now Jupiter is in your sign, and also the sun is in your sign. So you have every single opportunity in the world. Jupiter is a planet of abundance and good luck and goodwill, and it's just a wonderful planet to have. And that's the Roman name, which is Jupiter, but Zeus is also the name from the Greek mythology, and Zeus is the one who brings the gifts to everyone, and he is the one who says, I want this person to succeed, and he gives you the tools that you need to succeed. So there may be something going on where you're not accepting the gifts that you've been given, or you're not using them to the best of your ability. So that's also why I'm feeling, for those of you who are telling me this, that Okay, so there's also with this not feeling so great, I think it has to do with like the sacral chakra, because I'm getting that there's problems in the hip areas or the thigh area, and maybe that has something to do with intimacy. I would think, and also maybe. It could also be that there's some weight gain there, or there's some reasons why you feel that you haven't really had a lot of. I want to go back to intimacy, because that's what I keep hearing from, or what I keep feeling is that there's not enough intimacy. And so that could also bring about some problems even in your relationship. So maybe if things aren't going so great there, if you're not having, good relations, like, intimate relations like you would normally have, then that could be causing some strain and some stress on your relationship. So how I do this in terms of readings is I collect this information from you like I just did, and then I will try and do a love reading and do a healing reading, and then also a career reading if we have time, or if there's some sort of need for that. But I feel like a lot of you out there have already started to experience success right now, and I can tell that that's happening. Like maybe you've acquired some things that you wanted. Maybe you got, a new job, or maybe you got a new child, or you got a new house, or something happened where you just feel blessed right now. But then others of you don't feel blessed because you feel like it hasn't happened for you yet. And so what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to go down to the cards, and I'm going to do 3 stories. The first one is going to be the story of love. Like if you're not reaching greatness right now with love, because I feel like this is what this message is for me, is this greatness that has gone untapped. So it could be in the area of love, and then I'll go into a reading about healing to see if it's something there that's going on that's holding you back from greatness, and then I'll also go into some career stuff to see another story. And when I do a story, I just pull 3 cards from each one, and then I flip them all over at once to see what the story is trying to tell me about why you may not be reaching your greatness right now. So I know that, it sounds funny, reaching your greatness, but that's truly what you're telling me right now. And I have, before I even get started, I feel like I have so much faith that that a lot of things are going to turn out really special for you. And I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a lot of triumph cards in this particular reading. So let me just move to the first reading, and I'm going to do a love reading, and I'm going to find out what's going on with the love and see what may be holding you back right now from reaching your expectation of what greatness is going to be in a relationship. Okay, so let's just move to the into the cards. So I'm going to move this up here and move down to the cards. Okay, so, and let's get this out of the way. And let me put my little armadillo up here, my opalite armadillo that my daughter lent to me for good energy. And then I'm also going to put some candles for positive energy. And I don't know why I chose money. Who doesn't like money? All right, so now here we go. Let's see what the first what these first 3 cards are going to tell us about your story. And I'm going to shuffle the cards a few times. Okay, what is the story with my Sagittarius friends who have yet to fulfill the greatness that is supposed to be already achievable with Jupiter in their sign, and also the sun in their sign? Because with the sun in your sign, Sagittarius, you really should be using all of your traits and all of your abilities that identify with you. And if you're not, then that could be the reason why you haven't reached your greatness yet. And also with Jupiter there could be, you know, maybe some aspects that aren't working quite right. Maybe there's some Saturn energy about lessons you need to learn, or there's some Mars where there's some aggression going on and things aren't working out for you. So let's just take a look at the first 3 cards and see what's going on. Okay, so just so you know, you and I are sitting across from each other right here, and some of these cards might be in reverse for you, and I will let you know what those are. And just so you know, the type of deck that I use is an astrology deck, and the astrology deck has Greek mythology symbols, astrology symbols, and also a few other things. There's some Hebrew symbols on there too, and I'd really like to, you know, find out more about that, but in the future I'll definitely start to interpret those symbols as well. But let's just see what's going on here now, and I'm going to turn them over from my left to your right. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Okay, so for you, you have let's see, 2 cards that are in reverse to you, and 1 card that's actually upright for you. All right, so the first card that we have is the Prince of Wands. You can see that. There we go. And the second card, which is upside down, is the Adelphus, which is the 3 of Pentacles. And I'm going to turn it this way so you can tell what that looks like. And then the next one is Saturn, and I knew it. I just knew it. Why did I know? See, this is the stuff that just blows my mind when I see Saturn, because I had said to you earlier in this video that there may be some Saturn energy that's in here, the World card, that could be holding you back, or could be aspect or something like that to getting and receiving the gifts that Jupiter has to offer you, because there's lessons to be learned before you get what is coming to you. So that card, I'm already explaining it a bit, is that, you know, this card has a lot to do, you know, with the culmination of things, but it is also a very lucky card. But then it's got this Saturn energy. So with Saturn, you know, it's saying that there's all of these situations or lessons or things in your life that need to kind of get wrapped up or have a conclusion to. So that could be that, you know, you might be having situations with family that still aren't wrapped up yet. Maybe there's some issues with, like, you know, some children that like you can't move on right now with your life because you have kids in school, or maybe you have like a parent that you're taking care of, or maybe you just have other situations like at work where, you know, you haven't received a raise or something. I mean, it's all these things, but it's just some things that need to be wrapped up, but also lessons that need to be learned in this situation where what is it that holds you back the most emotionally? What holds you back the most physically? What is, you know, standing basically in your way of receiving all of the gifts that you should be getting? And you know, this also with all this Saturn energy, and then over here, if you can see, there's another symbol here for Capricorn, meaning, you know, that also before you can reap, you know, what you've sown, it really has to come to like full fruition. It really has to come to full harvest. And with this Capricorn energy, it means there may be some things you need to just work harder to wrap up. You know, it could be work related, it could be relationship, it could be family. But once, you know, you get a tighter hold on those things, you're able to receive more gifts and more abundance and things like that. Now, So that's reason probably why this card was upside down as well. It's just because those things all need to happen, and once they happen, this card goes right upright for you, okay? And now we have the Delphus, which is the Three of Pentacles, which is also upside down for you. And there's a lot of Mercury energy here, and then again, we have back with the Capricorn energy. Now, this Delphus is basically a sea creature that was the dolphin. This is a dolphin, but the dolphin for Poseidon was the one who did a lot of work for Poseidon. He was like his messenger, sort of like his Mercury or his Hermes or whatever of the underworld of water and the water world. And so this card actually represents a lot of someone who works hard to work for their achievements. And with these pentacles here, you know, every time I see a pentacle or explain a pentacle, it always has to do with value, because I kind of consider this in a way as, you know, possessions or personal value, like coins almost. And when you work really hard, like this Delphus did for Poseidon, he you know, put Delphus into the constellation because he was so proud of him. So this is another thing that's telling me that there's something about work, like that maybe maybe you have something standing in your way of doing work. Like it could be a child, or it could be an injury, it could be just something like you just can't because your schedule doesn't work out, or maybe you know that there's a project that you should be working on, and for whatever reason you just have like brain block over it, or you just can't get to it because something is standing in the way. Okay, so in this card plus this card together is telling me that as soon as you sort of figure this situation out where you can work for some of the things that you really want, then this abundance is going to come along. And then with the Prince of Wands being here, you know, at the beginning of the card, you can see, you know, he's starting a new journey, and he has the Centaur and Sagittarius energy. Look at that. That's your energy right there, your Sagittarius energy. And this is the young prince, and he's looking to his Sagittarius energy, and he's saying, well, here's the path. I see the path so clearly, and I just want to do this thing so badly. And, you know, all of these things are just holding me back. And so when we look at this reading was supposed to be a love reading too, but you know, sometimes I don't always get the whole story about the love situation. But if you were to try to relate it all back, it could just be that maybe there's a situation where you're in a relationship, but the other person is the one who's like maybe doing most of the work, and you are feeling like if you could just contribute, or if you could just get your projects going, then you would feel a lot more better about getting the things that you want. And or not even just feeling better about it, but it would allow you to, you know, use your gifts and, you know, use your wand to manifest the things that you want. And when you have that sort of security behind you that you know you're contributing, then your relationship becomes tighter and stronger, because the other person, you know, may be struggling. So that could be one of the reasons why, you know, the intimacy could have gone downhill, is because, you know, the other person maybe feels like they're pulling, you know, a lot of the weight. And this doesn't mean that you're a lazy person or that you're not doing a lot of work. I mean, basically too, this reading can't resonate with everyone, because like I said earlier, there are a lot of people with the Sagittarius energy out there that are telling me that they've achieved some of these things. But then there's others of you who are saying, I haven't yet. And this is the reason I'm showing you this, because I want you to be able to get, you know, the riches and the abundance and the gifts from Jupiter that are coming to you. and you have this amazing energy to get what you want, and you obviously are not lazy. You just feel like there's all these things in the way that need to be wrapped up before, you know, you can use this really special card to like follow your dreams. Okay. And that's not a bad thing. And it may you take a little while to get there, but you know, just be sure that Jupiter is on your side, and he's ready. He's wanting to help you. Okay. Oh, that's a wonderful reading. Oh, I mean, sorry, there's something there. But yeah, this is a really good reading. So what I'm going to do now is some healing, because, you know, I'm feeling that there was that whole intimacy thing where I just feel like there may be some other things, like even if you're not being able to work right now or contribute or whatever it is that's holding you back, there's still a way for you to smooth things over with the person that you're with, and make sure that they, you know, feel respected and feel wanted. And then you also have to put sort of your ambitious worries to the side just a little bit, so that, you know, both of you can still release some of that stress and not and be a little bit more intimate, you know. So I'm going to find out what the story is with the intimacy. So we're going to go back down to the cards, and we're going to see, this is basically like some healing. And if you think about this area here, the sacral chakra, then there's probably going to be a story coming out about that within the card. So let's just check it out. Okay, down we go. All right, so here we go. Story. Okay, Saggy, let's find out what you got. Okay, so again, tied up with my bracelet. Oh no. All right, there, whatever. All right, so back over. Let's see what we got. Okay, so the first one that is upright to you is the Spring card, and this is also the Princess of Pentacles. Isn't she pretty? Isn't this fun? This is so good. This is great energy. So I'll tell you about that energy in just a second. All right, so also what you have upright to you is Cygrus and the Six of Swords. Okay, isn't that beautiful? That's so beautiful. All right, so I can't contain myself with this card. I'm going to have to go ahead and start the story here, because this card basically means smoothing over the waters, and that can do with a relationship. It can deal with like career or anything. But if you imagine this beautiful swan, and so elegant and so just majestic, and just floating along the waters, and it's just a still calmness and a beauty and all of those things. So one of the things that you want to do to heal is to make sure first inside that there's this calmness and this stillness. So maybe, okay, I'm getting an energy here. I'm getting an energy about, I think it's feeling very stuck again with work, like working out and intimacy and getting like your body in shape, maybe even like in the thigh area, or probably in the hips, just the hips all together. That's where the feeling that I'm getting, and I'm getting it, you know, here in this card too. And so it's saying that I feel like what is being said here, especially with these swords, is there's all this ambition to do the right thing for yourself and for your body. And it's sort of like almost a pent-up aggression. So what needs to happen is you need to first, like, you might be sort of like against working out for some reason, or against having intimacy for some reason, and probably has to do with a lot of bickering or bitterness or something back and forth, back and forth. And so, but what you need to do is still the waters, is be calm. And so, like if exercise or intimacy or something like that is getting to you, then the first thing you want to do is kind of meditate, kind of think about your partner during the day. Think as many good thoughts as you possibly can. Think about your workout as like a time to, not just lose weight or whatever, but to like bring energy to your body, to bring heat into your body, bring goodness into your body. Like, see your workout is almost like a chi kind of feeling, like I'm powering up my chi. So maybe you need to meditate before intimacy or before working out or something, because I feel that. I definitely feel that. And then the card that you have upside down for you is the sword. It's also the Southern Cross. So the Southern Cross, and it brings you this sword, and this sword is basically a tool that you can use, or a gift, if you will, a gift from Jupiter, if you will, that can basically cut through things that don't serve you, and they can help you to discern from things that are important, things that aren't important. And that may be one of the ways that you can heal yourself, by finding what's important and what isn't important, and making like a list and writing things down and putting them in order and saying, I need to cut through the things that don't serve me so that I can get to this place of stillness in my heart. And the only way I can do that is to take out all of this, confusion, and and all of this, meandering around it could be, you're not making a good use of your time or something. And so, you use this tool and this gift from Jupiter to go in and just cut through the things that don't matter, and so that you have time to do this meditation, so you have time to cool the waters, time to steal things, to smooth things over. All right, so that could be another thing that you're doing, is you're not using your time wisely, you're not making a list of order of importance and things like that, so you can have more time. Okay, and now this card here, which was upright for you, is the Princess of Pentacles. And look how she's dancing around, and how happy she is, and how she's just sowing the seeds down here, sowing the seeds of love, sowing the seeds of intimacy, sowing the seeds, could be also sowing the seeds of career, anything that you're trying to manifest for yourself. She's out there, with the good start, trying to manifest this value, this abundance, this, this basically whatever possession that you're after. She's out there trying to start this new energy, and it's like a spring card. It's like a rebirth and everything. So she's, trying to sow her love, sow her seeds, sow her money, sow her work. She's doing it, dancing around, making sure everything happens. So to me, this card is saying that you need to be free like this. You need to go ahead and allow yourself, to really plant some seeds for yourself. And that is the start of everything new, and then you'll be back to that world card where you're doing more harvesting, instead of being stuck all the time. And so you need to be free like this, especially if you're going to be intimate. Let's have some freeness, some of that jovial Sagittarian, freeness to go around and, dress nice and get ready for your workout, get ready for that intimacy, and go out there and, sow your seed. I mean, this is a beautiful card. I mean, and it doesn't have to be, a feminine card. It's a masculine card, because all of this stuff applies to, to both male and female. Oh my gosh, I really, really like that. I just really love this. I love this reading, and I think it's still so much positive energy, especially, with with Sagittarius, I mean, it's beautiful, and I know these gifts and everything are going to come your way. So the last thing I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to look at this kind of work situation so I can talk about career and just see. I'm only going to pull one card, and I want to see what's holding you back the most from having the type of money you need from whatever business that you're trying to do, even if it's just a side gig, or it's just that you're trying to do a hobby and you want to replace some income, like whatever it is. There's, it seems to me like you're stuck where you can't just, get past a point where you're actually bringing money in somehow. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just pull one card, and it's going to, these are those cards that are loaded for me where I try to figure out, oh my gosh, I hope that the universe tells me, exactly what you need to hear, exactly what you need to think about to kind of propel yourself forward in whatever work endeavor that you're doing. So what could be holding you back and what you need to compel you forward. So here we go. Back down. Okay, back down. One more. What can Sagittarius do to get into a good money situation? What can they do to stop feeling held back? All right, what do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Sometimes I just like to spread them out at the end and see what kind of energy that I'm feeling for you. Okay, gotta breathe it out. I want to find it. I want to find something important for Sagittarius. What is important? Okay, this one. Oh my goodness. Okay, so look what you got here. All right, it's another one of those cards that has this beautiful, beautiful princess on it. This is the Princess of Wands. Now, this tells me that what you need to push yourself forward, and also, what could be blocking you is like lack of something that's happening in this card. And so what I see in this card right off the bat is that I see some Leo energy here, which is definitely a strength card, okay? Or a strength energy, an energy to have, pride in yourself, a pride in what you do. And then I also see this Cancer energy, which tells me that it could also be that you're having a hard time balancing your family with your work. It's difficult to do both of those things, to shine bright in two areas, but there's nothing wrong with nurturing. You just have to make sure that with everything you're doing, you still want to have time for yourself. You want to use that sword from earlier to figure out, like, where can I get my time from? Who's going to give me this time? Like, who can help me in my situation to back me up, to give me some more time to do what I need to do. Now, if, earlier, remember, if there's a partner doing a lot of work, that might not be the right person for you to ask for help, because they may already feel very overwhelmed. So, maybe there's a situation where you need just a helper, somebody who can come along and help. All right. And then also we have on this card some Virgo. So Virgos are very analytical. They are very hard workers, and they also are very practical. And there's a lot of, earth energy there. In this card, a lot of adaptable earth energy. So it may mean that you need to work around, your schedule and adapt to whatever is going on, but you're going to have to be analytical about it and practical about it and meticulous about it to get where you're going. But you need that strength and that courage and the pride and proudness of yourself, to know that you can achieve this thing. So whatever seems daunting, it doesn't have to be that way. it doesn't have to be that way, because, you know, at the end of the day, you have this beautiful summer. I wouldn't be surprised if by next summer you have already started, you know, making a little bit of money doing something that you care about. And, you know, regardless of what's in the way. And then Jupiter is going to meet you there in the summer somehow. Somehow he's going to find you. Somehow he's going to give you more gifts. Somehow he's going to open up, you know, the clouds for you. And there's going to be this beautiful sunshine coming in, and this, you know, just all of this flowering for you and all of this abundance. Okay. Whew. I'm glad you got that card. I'm so glad you got that, because I really think that all of this together, if you haven't really achieved that greatness that you're looking for yet, I'm sure it's on its way. I'm sure that all you have to do is just be a little more meticulous, a little more organized, and being able to separate the things that need to be done and the things that don't need to be done, and also get people to help you with the things and take a little bit of weight off your shoulders. Then what'll happen is you'll feel better about yourself, because you're contributing, you're making some money, and then also you're doing all of this meditation so that, you know, you can still have those stillness of that water, of that swan, so that you can feel better and like sort of quench some of that ambition that's not going anywhere, so that you and your lover can basically, you know, start to come together a little bit more on this, you know, because when you have a stillness of energy like that, and you have a little headspace to think about intimacy, it always seems to happen a lot better than that, a lot better for you, because usually when people can't get together or be intimate, it's because of this, you know, this tension between each other. So I really hope that this helped you, Sagittarius, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for the energy you gave me yesterday, and the energy that I'm feeling now, especially from you who are on top of the world right now, and the rest of you who need that card upright for you on the world. I'm so glad, and I just want to give you a hug and say, you know, how much I love you. And if you could just give me a comment down below, even if it's just to say, you know, hey girl, keep going, or if it's to tell me a story, because, you know, I am building a channel. I want to continue to do this. I want to do it anyways, regardless of, you know, what happens, or because I'm enjoying it. I enjoy channeling the energy and changing it into something positive. So Sagittarius, thank you so much. I know this reading was a little bit longer, but I just love being with you. I mean, I thought this was a really, really wonderful, wonderful experience. And I hope to see you next month. And like I said, just leave a comment or a like. And if you really like it, subscribe, so that I can keep bringing messages to you. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Sag. And I will see you next time. Bye.